And welcome back, my dear friends. Today with the Morpheus, we're going to be taking again another dose. And of course, there should be a technical. Okay, wait a second. There's a technical difficulty. One moment. One moment, my dear friends. All right, let's just make sure that got some messages to saying that my feed is not really going, but it looks like it is. Everything is fine. Excellent. All right. So today, my dear friends, we're going to be going through some of the things that we discussed yesterday. Yesterday, we did mention that at 9 a.m. GMT plus 3 time, there it is. GBP is going to come out with the CPI. And there we go. All right, so if we look at this week, there we go. 9 a.m. GBP CPI, as you can see, it was positive 3.6, and there was that spike up and then a retracement, and essentially this is where you would have been able to make money, make moolah. All right, while we're here, I mean, right in about 7 minutes and 50 seconds from now, we're gonna have PPI. PPI sounds funny, but we're all adults here. Producer Price Index. So essentially, the CPI measures inflation from consumer side, while PPI measures it from producers, right? So they also kind of adjust their prices based on supply and demand. Um, yeah, so here we go. All right, so chats are open. Anybody's going to be looking into, ask a question. I mean, I got my boy Henry over here. But yeah, today we're going to be taking advantage of doing exactly the same thing as we did yesterday with the CPI, though the pending trade is not something that I want to do because, well, it's not something that, the thing is that I'm not really certain it's going to give us the best kind of movement. It's not going to be something with, like 30, 40 pips. So we got euro dollar as the biggest non-OTC profitable trade. Hmm. All right, interesting why we have Tron OTC over here. Okay, so we're with the currencies, USD. All right, so yeah, euro dollar's got 88%, so we're going to stick with this for now. All right, and yeah, basically we're going to just say, hang out here. Once again, questions are welcome. Um, just wanted to kind of show mention anybody that has joined the stream right now. We actually managed to have 100% success rate over trading all of the macro statistics for a month and a half. So if you look through the videos in YouTube or Twitch, where this is streaming right now, you'll be able to actually confirm that where there is, like CPI, unemployment, something, statistics, NFP, which is also employment statistics, PPI, manufacturing PMIs, right? So all of these things that we've traded together, we've had 100% success rate for the entire like a month and a half, which is not too shabby. Because it is a valid reason why somebody would be lots of people would be jumping on board to buy or sell this particular asset. We are going to open positions a little bit bigger. All right, so there we go. All right, we got somebody in. We got somebody in Telegram channel giving me a buzz. All right. All right, there we go. Yeah. So anyways, PPI, it's not as important as like the NFP or CPI. That's why I am expecting maybe like a 15-20 pip movement. So on the whole, it is going to be noticeable. It should be bigger than the previous candles, but this is where we got kind of like low volatility. We got like MACD, we got, see, it's kind of like really indecisive where it wants to go. So in this kind of situation where I would be waiting for for actually like a better signal, right? But if we take a look at any candle, like right, this particular candle right now before, so it's 1595, the highest point it was 1597. So this entire candle is only 2 pips. You see, so if we do pending trade and there is, we do it usually at 4 pips, we do it kind of like a this. It's actually something, quite big. So if there is a, kind of a channel where we open, candle like at here and also below it, and there's a spike up for like 5 pips, then it can go back down and kind of activate the second position and then close in the middle really. That's why I'm not really feeling the, the idea that, welcoming thoughts about opening a position pending trade. Right, so we are going to take advantage of the retracement though, and this is going to be quite aggressive, right? We're going to use the multiplier of 2, so I'm going to enter at $100, and if everything seems okay, and I'll make like $88 on this 100, then I'll be fine with it. But if it pushes up a little bit further, I'll open for 200. If it pushes up for a bit further, I'll open the $600 position, but not more in the first candle, right? We understand that statistically, historically speaking, the retracement happens in the first minute, kind of like we did with the GBP, right? Do we have time again to go back to it? Yes, we do, right? So let's hop to GBP. Anyone with the GBP, we did AUD, but it doesn't matter, right? GBP, JPY, all right, so if we go back to 9 o'clock in the morning, there we go. There it is. Right, so there, this is a 1 minute candle. We see a spike and we see a retracement, into the second minute. So if it spiked up here, that's why we're going to be doing a timer, actually very important. So it's not really by the end of the candle, but it's going to be, carrying over into the next candle if necessary. So that's exactly what we're expecting, but here it was, a bit different in terms of pip movement versus the USD, the pip on the euro dollar. It's the fourth digit after the decimal, but in the JPY, with anything with the JPY, it's the third. All right, so it's something that we need to keep in mind. All right, 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. And if anybody's got any kind of, I don't know, questions, comments, concerns, obviously like the video, make a comment if you're watching this after right now. If you're, able to, you can ask questions about the topic, but just, give me maybe like a minute to, make some money with you guys. And then, we'll kind of do some technical analysis on the OTC. All right. So 15 seconds left until this candle closes. And what we will do. All right, so 5, 4, there it is, 3, 2, 1. It's actually saying something that's very exciting because, again, we don't need any single indicator to take advantage of this. This is the beautiful part about this, is that it doesn't matter if you're at work, right? I mean, on the mobile phone, you could have, there's my mobile. On the mobile phone, you could have taken a lunch break or something, any kind of break really. And with the GBP here, let me take a look. All right, too much over there it is. Right, there we go. On the mobile phone, right, where is my camera? There it is, right? There's the spike with the GBP. Certainly there was a retracement, and you are able to take advantage of it. All right, here we go, right? No indicators, no technical analysis. We can do countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see if there's going to be a spike. There it is. Okay, whoa, very quick. There we go. Wait a all right, kind of did a goofy thing here. All right, let's go for 600. Definitely, a retracement there. All right, now I'm gonna wait right now. This is actually something that's important. Because there's no because there's no indicators to squish the graph. We're looking at this like Burj Khalifa over here. And let's see, we got 1593. The highest point here was 1612. So it's not really something that's staggering. 93, 7 pips is still, 19 or to 16. So 7 plus 12, we're looking at like a 19 pip movement. Right, so it does seem like very big candle, but it's only like 19 pips. Retracement happens, there it is, and it looks like maybe in wow, actually we could be winning everything here, right? No, we didn't. Okay, there we go. No, we won. We were gonna win everything. Yeah, we're gonna win everything. So there's a spike, there's a retracement. Welcome to the world of successful trading. Money! Nice. All right, so that's exactly what we're doing. 23 pips. It's not, or, what did I say? 23 pips or something like that. It's not really a lot, right? 7 plus, or I'm sorry, 19, right? 7. All right, let's see once again. So 1593. All right, 1593. So to make that into 1600, right? 1600, 7 pips, right? This becomes 1, and since it carries over, it becomes 16. So here 16, 12. So 12 plus 7, essentially 19 pip movement. Exactly what I said. I said between 15 20 pips for this kind of move. And that's it. That's it. You open the position for a retracement, and if it pushes up, I open for a second step martingale. If it pushes up a little further, I open for a third. But this is not really something that's going to, that's, what, in like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, maybe 5 at most, we're going to understand that that's it. This particular event is over. There's not really anything long term about this statistic. All right, producer price index. It just kind of shows if the producers are adjusting the prices based on the demand from the consumers. All right, so if you own a particular factory that produces T-shirts or something, right? There we go. It's got negative news. It's bad news. They were expecting higher, came out lower. PPI and core PPI, and essentially that's why we see a positive, right? This is a euro dollar statistic. If dollar goes down, this automatically pushes euro upwards. All right, and that's it. Spike retracement, maybe a bit of a continuation, and that's it. Um. Oh man, one of my guys in Telegram is writing me and says, "I'm jumping on now," and it's you. You are just a few more moments on late, but anyways, we did do good, right? So between yesterday and today, I mean, what, with the 88% profitability, so $88, let's say 80 times 3, that's right, that's 240, plus, right, let's say 250, because there's like we'll round it up, we'll round it down, in this case 250, 750, and essentially like around 700, what, $80, right? So once again, 700 plus bucks in couple of moments, right? It's actually like in 1 minute, right? So tell me you can't find this amount of time. Even if you're working, man, if you're with smart technology, you're able to have your phone notify you about, a particular scheduling thing, a Google Calendar or something, but ding, oh guys, I need to take a drink, boom, made some money, come back with a much better attitude and mood, go about your day to do whatever it is that you want to do. And this again, and you know what, I'm gonna create this, like a big screen. This again shows you that there's no such thing as repetitiveness. There's so much flexibility with the way you trade, right? Somebody might not want to, open 20 positions per month. But my friends, I mean, if we're looking at like 17, 18, maybe 19, or in our case, 100% success rate. But if you're looking for 18, 19, successful trades out of 20, Man, that's really good, right? I mean, obviously, right now we're going to go into technical analysis. We're going to do some trading, just random, choose some assets based on support, resistance, trends, like we've been doing for a while as well. But, maybe this is actually something that involves time. And if you got some free time, you sit at a computer, and you know what? Not all the time you're going to get really good, kind of situations, right? There were moments where I would go here and I would open, right, let's say like 15 currency pairs, and I would look through all of them, right, 92%. I would look through all of them, and you know what? At that moment, I saw nothing of interest. Right, so how we've been looking at these indicators a while, right? So MACD is kind of popular, right? It's always there. I prefer parabolic SAR, but I got it here, and fractals. There we go. I do prefer SHAP. We could look at, envelopes is like flexible support and resistance levels, right? Kind of like Bollinger Bands, which we were supposed to do on Monday, but I had some technical issues. Actually, I tried to do the stream from the mountains, but the connection was not good. So, anyways, we are going to do Bollinger Bands. Well, you know what? We could do Bollinger Bands today, really. And what else do we usually put? Yeah, recently we've been playing around with ATR and ADX, right? So ADX, all right, so we're looking at USD CHF OTC. Why are we trading in OTC? Because technical analysis is better done where there's no fundamental influxes, right? So if we take a look at um, euro dollar OTC, hold on, there we go. We're not really seeing that at 1530 right there. There's no big candle, all right? Euro dollar like there was there we go in euro dollar. Whoosh, the retracement, right? In euro dollar, there's no this. So usually in OTC, people are sticking to the rules of technical analysis. When I say usually, it's I kind of mentioned this as well before. That's kind of like learning, getting your driver's license. You have to learn the rules of driving on the road, but you also have to be vigilant enough for the people that are not following the rules. All right. If truth be told, I've seen some, scary videos of driving, like how people drive in India. And I'm like, whoa, man, that's super aggressive, or it seems like there's no rules at all. So some people, beautiful thing that many people can join, and right now, click on Pocket Option, you'll be able to, do same things that we discuss in the demo account and the tournaments, based on technical analysis, but sometimes emotions get the best of people and they do some things, maybe several, right? A lot of people do some things that push the asset into a different direction than you were expecting when you're following the rules, just like everybody else at that moment was not. All right, so let's take a look at. Wow, actually, we just missed a good. Man, we just missed a good signal, but we're looking at the ADX line, which is at 13%, and that's really means that that's not really a long trend. All right, one moment. Here, let me take a screenshot for one of my followers here. 1 second. All right, we lost sound. There we go. We should get into a randomly lost sound for a little bit. Once again, you know what? When trying to deliver some some good money making, ideas, technology doesn't want to doesn't want to cooperate. Anyways, all right. So we see ADX is rising to 20, but the volatility is dropping, so the candles are not going to be as big. So now, yeah, we got two red bars. I would actually say that we're looking at a reversal now with euro dollar OTC. But here's the thing, right? Oh, yeah. So we're talking about Bollinger Bands, right? So we're looking at period divination. We could actually set the divination a little bit bigger, all right? There we go. So actually, probably a lot bigger. Hold on. And the lines would be a little bit wider, right? So let's see if we have, there we go. All right, so we got the Bollinger Bands are just the upper and the bottom line. The one in the middle, that's a moving average. Right, so there we go. We got ability to customize this a little bit. Top, bottom, middle. Period. It chooses 5 candles. I would probably maybe increase that a little bit, even within 1 minute time intervals. And basically, what Bollinger Bands are saying, usually the most popular um, indicator pair is Bollinger Bands and stochastic, or Bollinger Bands and RSI. Right. So what it says though is that or let's go Bollinger Bands and RSI. I do prefer stochastic over RSI, but that's just my personal opinion. So when we have RSI touching the overbought level, and this is also something that you can adjust. For example, most traders will choose to go 80 and 20, and the signals become rarer. But the idea is that once the asset touches the oversold level, for example, and Bollinger Bands are breached. All right, so it touches the oversold level, it breaches the Bollinger Bands, there should be a retracement. Right, so historically speaking, let's see if we can find other moments right there, right? We got another, right? A touch, a breach, and essentially what we could, anticipate is there should be a bit of a retracement. So that's how, actually how Bollinger Bands are used. They're, anytime, you could think of it this way, that when the asset within the Bollinger Bands, it's happy. When it breaches, it wants to go back in, right? So when it breaches, it wants to go back in. And the moving average line in the middle, it's also something that you could be paying attention to as well. While the asset is above it, chances are it's going to be above it. Once it crosses, chances are it's going to continue, right? Kind of like this right here. Was going up, across below, and should be staying down as well. And when it keeps going down, even though you see that it's breaching out here, right? It comes out, it left off here. This is where you're looking at the leading indicator like RSI or stochastic to see if it reached the level of oversold, and at which point you should be able to expect a bit of a retracement. All right, so that's kind of like what Bollinger Bands are in a nutshell. So right now we're going to be looking at let's take a look at some of the important resistances right here. We have relatively a good one, right? Starting somewhere here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a false breakout 6. So I would say that, yeah, wow, this is actually right. We got a sell signal right now, but I certainly don't want to go for 600. We would go with this as my usual settings for. Oh, wait a second, I should go like this, right? There we go, boom. And let's sell. Right. Actually, I entered a little bit late. Should have been a bit sooner, but I still think that this should be going down for a while. Let's put together the ADX and ATR as well. Volatility seems to be okay. ADX is well, the volume is not really that big yet, right? So there we go. We won, but I actually think that we should be able to see some more negative movement. All right. All right, and let's change ADX to the point where it makes visually makes sense. All right, so positive directional movement index. We got negative directional index, and let's go with the ADX itself to be white. There we go. All right, so it's not really rising, so I wouldn't really be expecting a long term. And this is where, see, we got a really strong support level. Is it going to break it? You know, we're not quite sure. It looks like it's kind of like straddling a little bit. This is a very fast movement, so I do expect that maybe it touches and pulls back again. We could have another touch pullback moment right here. But let's just keep an eye out on this. We'll see if the volatility seems to be still pretty good. Not the high, but certainly not low. You know, would I want to buy, I mean, sell right now for another position for $3, something like this? Probably not. Actually, I would probably wait for this minute to expire, uh, and um, and to show me, something more, right? If it's going to continue, if it breaks through, hell yeah, I'm going to be selling. But it could be a false breakout and a pullback right now. So let's just, kind of hang back and see what happens. Because I actually do expect a pullback. I would maybe even do it from this point on. Maybe I could, let me see. Let me see. I mean, okay. It's not really a big deal because next position is 7.5. All right. And the thing is that this movement is very aggressive. We don't have, ADX showing that it's a kind of like a trending move, right? The volatility is dropping, which also kind of, yeah, we're in the money, right? So there was a pullback. It seems like it's breaching through and it's going to continue, but I would love to see a confirmation of this. Plus, if we take a look at previous levels of interest, right? This one, this level of support, this is where it bounced off of, right? So right now, well, actually, wait, here is where it bounced off of. Once, twice, and it's reaching that point right now as well. So if this candle becomes green, this support level is still valid, and actually very much valid, and it becomes super sexy if it bounces back and then comes back to it again. Right, so again, we're not really seeing rise in, the ADX line is still kind of kind of horizontal, not really showing us anything that would hint at a trend. All right, so let's go to the next candle. All right, then let's go back again to $2. All right, there we go. See, we got a buy signal from. You know what? Let's trust Fractal. Not really something that I would advise, because it's only one signal and it's usually kind of weak by itself. But as I mentioned, because we have a support level that's been touched once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, and possibly seventh time, it makes me think that, yeah, once it bounces back, chances are it's going to continue to bounce back. But if it breaks through, chances are it's going to continue to break through, right? And I always keep saying, in technical analysis, nobody is guaranteeing a particular result. And that's why I always advise to keep the positions on the level where there's not going to be something where you lose your mind, right? So volatility is dropping, the volume kind of, we could say that, right? The inertia of this movement is dropping as well. Shaft is already below this, right? So this, kind of a trend that could round out right now and, kind of signal an uptrend. And, that's why you're able to once in a while open the position and be like, you know what, man, I don't care if I lose $2. Man, we just made like $700 today. All right, so it's not a big deal. But also don't really be discounting. This is still going to add up to something beautiful and big by the end of the month. And actually, I think that I'm going to want to, yeah, I'm probably going to want to open the next position, another one for a buy. It seems like I'm going to be winning this position. All right, so we got, what, a couple of seconds. There we go. Boom, open again. for $2. Okay. Alright, so yeah, it seems like it's maybe it's going to be testing and it's going to be breaking through this level, maybe even now, though once again, there's not really any indication of it still. Other than fractal on this candle said that the next one should be red. We got parabolic that says should be red. Okay. Alright, so let's just keep an eye out on this. Because if it does break, I do expect there to be a relatively decent downward trend, right? So we can actually go and say something like this. This is actually a very long-term upward trend, right? This one's been from 1420, is meeting a short-term downward trend. And who's winning? We also got 1, 2, 3-point contact. So it actually is very exciting right now. And you know what? I'm gonna see if I can go with the downward position based on this aggressiveness, right? So the bulls and the bears, the bulls were winning for this entire time. They brought it, right? There was, it seems like a new higher highs, right? Well, maybe not in this case, but higher highs right here. Versus, kind of now new lower highs. All right, so I am expecting maybe ADX to start to go up. I'm actually hoping that I'm still hunting down for the Moby Dick over here with you guys with my my golden, I don't know, my unicorn, right? I really want to be able to do with you guys ride a particular trend. Alright, so next minute, seems like we're going to win this one, right? Let's continue to go downward. Let's see where this takes us. There we go. ADX seems to, starting to rise. And, yeah, ADX seems to rise. So I'm actually thinking that maybe this is, that particular moment where we're going to be able to uh, catch some good trades, right? Catch this particular trade, the run. So we had a sell signal between ADX and parabolic on this, right? We did take a few positions here. There was a bit of a pullback because people are cashing out. There is a bit of a continuation, but we didn't see really any kind of, even, the positive and negative DI, right, directional indexes crossed over here as well, pointing at this, opportunity to keep making money on a downward movement. And you know what, we're going to continue. There should be a pullback. Notice, drop, pullback, drop, pullback, drop. I am expecting a pullback as well, but I'm also looking at ADX. The volatility seems to be on the low side. Or kind of like I would say in the middle, right? Somewhere in the middle. So the candle should be still big. And that's why we're going to go to the third dollar, second step martingale. Keep at it. Never do what I just did. Always wait for, actually, I really shouldn't say that, do as I do. Don't do as I do, who the hell am I? But it's not always a good idea, statistically speaking, historically speaking, it's not really a good idea to open another position within the same expiration, So, and also, I do need to open up my martingale. 1 second. I'm still here, guys. I'm still here. 1 second. Doing a bit of a face change right now. Can't see anything in my my new face. All right, 1 second. All right, seems like there we go, much better. Ta-da! All right, so let's continue. All right, so what do we got? We got ADX rising, and I'm still thinking that it is going to go downward. And I'm gonna, wait a second, what was my last loss? Wait, it was for 7. No, okay, so 2, 3, I didn't open for 750. There we go. So A trend is your friend. We've seemed like we've gotten a rising. There we go. 20%, though the volatility is becoming a little bit, of an issue. It might be going down a little bit. All right, so the candles could be getting smaller, and I didn't even see if we won. Yeah, we won, right? So we lost $5. We won 683. Not too shabby. Okay, and I would say that now we've gotten other signals. All right, so we got ADX rounding out. We got 3 bars, and so let's take the next minute, and yeah, let's maybe go upwards. This particular kind of movement means that it could be touching through this the parabolic SAR, right? It could be breaking through already established resistance level. There we go. What did I want? I wanted to do this, right? So this is established. We got 1, we got 2, we got 3. On the 4th point contact, it seems like it should be breaching, right? We got the crossing. I don't know. We got the shaft still is, kind of here. I would, you know what? And once again, because we're keeping things a bit, smart with a small amount of money, it's not something that will discombobulate my calm if it seems like there's going to be a losing position. All right, so Gasper, my dear man, thank you for joining, and I appreciate the vote of confidence. Um, and we got my boy, Kryptonaut, my dear man. Thank you again for coming back, and yeah, man, we actually had a really good day. If you take a look, we had the start of our stream with the PPIs. We actually made some decent money, about 750 bucks. And as you can see, we're continuing with the technical analysis where we win. And if we lose, we go to the next, where was it? Yeah, if we lose, we go to the next step, martingale, right? Then we win. We got our $2 back and 76 cents in profit. Now, understand that this is not something that is like staggering, right? We lost, we won, we lost, we won, we won, or wait a second. Yeah, we won. There we go. Here, we didn't lose and didn't win. So, interesting. Okay, I should have actually, opened another position, but it seems like, yeah, we're in profit overall. So, anyways, continuing to do what we do. Support and resistance levels. There we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 point contact, which actually means that, we could say that this particular level is finally broken and it's no longer valid. And now we're looking at, at what points can, the asset find points of resistance and points of interest, right? So this particular trend, I should have maybe taken advantage of the entire thing, but we would have had to go to a 4-step martingale, which I'm not really fond of. So let's see, volatility is rising, right? We got a little bit of a boost, right? It rose up here in a couple of minutes, so the candle should be bigger, but we're not seeing any signals yet, right? So, so far we're still going towards that, we got a green, a bit of a red, but it's green again. We got shaft being here for a while, so it looks like it should be rounding out soon. And all we got to do is just maybe give the asset a little bit of time to actually breach this level. So according to technical analysis, we are able to expect a breach of this particular level. If it breaches right now, maybe it goes in the next second or two. There we go. We got an early signal from Fractal. And I would say that I think that I want to take advantage of it already, but I'll wait just a little bit more. I'll wait for this candle to close because I think that depending where it closes, if it goes up just a little bit more, parabolic is going to go under. We got MACD almost crossing the the signal line. We got the 0 line almost being crossed by the MACD. The volatility seems still on the high side, and the ADX is still not really showing a trend. That's why I'm not really eager to open a buy position yet on this candle, but perhaps on the next one, right? And what did we lose? Yeah, we lost 2, so we should be on a 3. Alright, so let's just, kind of hang out, hang back a little bit. There we go. Next expiration, because we got 4 seconds left. And let's just see what the pocket, there we go. I think that maybe right now would be a decent time to enter. Still too soon though, still a little bit on the hunch. Volatility is dropping, so the candle shouldn't be big, but we do have this crossing of, almost, actually on the next position, it really should be going through. There we go, parabolic switch to the bottom. And once again, that kind of gives us a technical, analysis reason to continue to expect at least a few candles to go up. And I'm still not seeing a trend rising, so I'm not going to open too many upward positions. Seems like I think that this one should be in the money, so I'm going to already go for the next candle and wait until there might be a bit of a pullback. All right, what's the next level of interest for the pullback? Where did the asset pull back? It pulled back somewhere here. See, there it is. And we can say here, there, it did meet a level of resistance. All right, so I'm going to buy another one. Let's see where this goes. So far, there we go. Shaft gave us a signal. We got the crossing from the MACD. There's enough activity from pocket option clients to make us think that the next candle should be green still. All right, so I'm actually going to go to the second step martingale, next candle, just in case, and waiting. So this is one of the ways to trade where you trade actually every single minute. So you would be able to get your 5-10% back very quickly, but always keep in mind that this particular movement, if it breaches, it closes above, next level of interest would be where? Probably somewhere here, right? Or maybe just a little bit. Yeah, well, I would say that, yeah, if it continues to go up, what's the next point that it can go up to? Right? And, oh, didn't. Oh yeah, I did open. Okay, good. All right, so where can it go? It can go up to this level. Now, here's the thing. Look how long it took for this asset, right? So somewhere here, it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes to get down. And I would say like somewhere from here, it took like 4 minutes to gain all of that back. So naturally, I would expect there to be a bit of a retracement. So I could in this position already say go up, but that's not always a good idea. But we've had a very good day today with regards to the start of our fundamental analysis, and it seems like, yeah, we got $5 invested. I'm probably going to lose $2, but I'm going to win on the 3 position. There we go. Wait, did I, how did it turn out? Yeah, I lost the 2, but I won on the 3, right? So, I won 64 cents on this. And wait a second, how did I win 84? At 92. Now that's interesting, right? The $2 was at 92, but the $3 was at 88. That's a little interesting. It happens, but it's okay. So, anyways, now we're seeing that there is still no momentum. I would say that the negative move, I mean, that this particular level right here, let's make this a little fatter. There we go. That this is actually something that's quite hard to breach. Right, so yes, it did, but then it came back in, and it seems like it's still struggling. There it is here, there it is here, here, a whole bunch of times here. Because there's no rising ADX, I'm very much inclined to believe that the upward movement, even if it's going to continue, the candles are going to be pitifully small. You see the volatility is dropping, and it's probably going to saw at this level. Yeah, it could be going higher just a little bit, maybe a bigger candle here, but there's some, red, a little bigger here, red, a little bigger here, red, until we get some other signals and get a little volatility, inertia in the trend. At this time, I would much rather look at something else, right? So let's take a look at USD. All right, wait a second. Let's go from the end. USD CHF, right? So right from the top, we're able to see that it's an upward trend. All right, and we're going to see if it's actually like confirmed upward trend, right? No, well, not from this point, right? Because we got kind of like a 1, very big arc, and it only touches it here. So maybe not from that point, but maybe more recent. And again, right, we're looking at this particular period is like, what the hell is this? I mean, what's the size of these candles? All right, look, let's pick the biggest one, kind of like, I think it's this one, right? So USD CHF, it's the fourth pip, 80.21, and we'll rise it up to here, and we see 80, wait a second, 31. Wait, 21.31. No, that can't be right. That can't be 10 pips. Well, anyways, not really something that I dig. This particular situation, we got absolutely no direction from. Seems like it is intertwined with positive directional index, but it's kind of going horizontal, and the volatility is low. So no USD CHF for us. All right, let's take a look at USD BDT. All right, we got nice plumes from ADX before, but right now we're looking at something kind of like a little short fry. Volatility is on a low, right? Is actually, I would say, on an all-time low in the past 5 hours. Yeah, if we're going to look at this line right here, it seems like it's kind of there, almost, right? So a little bit higher than the previous lows, but we're looking at candles. We got a first sell signal. We got a sell. Yeah, let's take a position. Did I win? No, I didn't. Okay, so let's take this position for a sell. Parabolics is on the top. We got MACD, looks like it's about to be crossing the zero line and the signal line with the MACD line, though we do see that the volatility, as I mentioned, is pitifully low, and I wouldn't expect this particular win to be significant once again, and there's no momentum to this trend, which means that even if we take the next position, or like 1850, I think, right? It's still not going to be massive. All right, so wait a second. Let me open my sheet. And by the way, anybody wishes to kind of contact me in Telegram, I will present you free gift of this formula that I concocted in the Excel sheets, where you just plug in the number and it tells you all sorts of next steps for martingale. So 4688. Wow, wait a second. So so here's the kind of thing, right? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I mean, it looks like I'm gonna lose this 18 bucks. So altogether, I'm gonna lose. Right? We got two. Two, three. Okay, wait a second. Yeah, so I lost two. I won. Ah, man. I lost two, but I won three. I should have started with two. I don't know why the hell I started with 750. So right now, I'm $23 in the red. So if I open the position, which is the next step, wait, well, hold on a second. Third step martingale shouldn't be that big. Hold on, 750 if we start this as the first. Next one is, well, actually, wait a second, $23. Bear with me, I'm still doing a little kind of right. So next one is $34.50. See, so $34.50. This is where I need to be, realistic. So if I lose 23 and 54, I mean, I'm definitely wiping out all of the progress that I've done with the technical analysis. Alright, so is it better maybe to start over, or maybe we can hunt down a particularly good signal? We got an upward trend, right? It's about 20 right now. There we go, 22. We got a crossing. I really wish I entered here, but we got volatility that seems to be dropping a little bit. So we just missed this. We just missed this particular good signal. All right, we just had a buy signal here. Volatility is low. The inertia is low. I would wait for another candle. See, once again, the pip, there we... All right, let's see if this is something that's going to give us a redemption of technical analysis here. Do I want to buy? Very fast kind of thing. We're going to open the position that's going to be actually just a few seconds. All right, so till the end of this minute, there we go. We won our money. All right, but look, this position was for 14 seconds. Right, we entered at 46, and yeah, I mean, this was a good signal. We got this rising. The only thing that had me worried was this volatility. So now, when we take a look at our losses, we lost $23, but we won 26, right? So this is all with a multiplier of 1.5, not something set so aggressively that you would feel butterflies in your stomach. But you also understand that I kind of goofed up over here. I lost $2. I don't know why I kind of looked at two, three, I looked at maybe this and thinking that I lost two and three. Next one should have been 750. So this one should have been for $2 because I won in this case right here, right? Anyways, okay, so do I expect this to continue a little bit further? But you know what? By the looks of it, it seems like it should be going higher. And maybe we can, kind of ride this train a little bit because right now we got 22. Let's see, at the end of this candle, we'll see, maybe more signals from the other indicators. We could start a 2-point contact, right? Or maybe even we could stretch the truth a little bit and say that it's a 3-point contact. We got one, two, and immediately a third. This aggressive move, all right, there we go. It reached, I was expecting maybe a little bit higher, actually, between this line right here. Let's make it visible. So I do believe that, this would have been a level of next level of resistance, but it seems like it's pulling back already. So let's see, volatility is rising. We got 5, 4, 3. All right, hold on, let's go to the next candle. And I'm still going to open the buy. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, right? See, this is rising a little bit, little by little, right? ADX is rising, the positive DI, directional index, is already retracing a bit. So something makes me think that it's not going to be a, much longer trend. So this particular level of resistance becomes a bit more valid as, as a point in which it could go up, but then afterwards maybe start bouncing back from. Alright, so this is another kind of important thing to keep an eye out, to keep in mind. Alright, so with time, with me one-on-one, just like Henry and Donald, but Donald's not in the house today. Anyways, just like Henry and Donald, you can go one-on-one with me and we discuss these things a little bit more in, in greater detail. So as I mentioned, I'm not expecting this to be continuing to go up. Look, MACD gave us the first red bar. Volatility is, still on the medium side, right? The candles are not going to be pitiful small. So look, right here, right, this is where the point where volatility is super low. Look at the size of these candles. They're kind of, small. So right now it seems like it's higher, so it should be like medium-sized candles. Parabolic still says up. We still got one, kind of the idea is while it's above this line, it should continue to go above this line. Wait, not this one. Hold on, I wanted to copy this, and I mean, we could theoretically see an expanding channel, right? But it's not really because it stayed, above this particular level as well. It stayed above the middle. So, one, two. So 1, 2, 3, 4-point contact, and we got 1, 2, 3. Potential also. Both levels are confirmed. This one even better, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. This one not so good, not the most ideal, not the most ideal confirmation, but we could say that it's semi-decent. So yeah, it's an upward trend. There's definitely a nice level of resistance right about here. And there we go. We got everything rounding out. So the volatility went up a bit, so the size of the candle should be big. or should be, normal, I guess I could say that way. We got two red bars, and I'm expecting that, yeah, there should be maybe still a little bit of sideways movement before it continues to go downward, but now to about this channel, right? We do have um, a potential for, this point, right about here, maybe, actually maybe a little bit less, right, I would actually say here, 1, 2, 3, 4, right, it breached, so if it's going to go down, it could, test this period, boom, bounce away, and then test the lower period as well. So we've got the rounding out of the MACD and signal line. Shaft could be rounding out as well to give us a signal. The volatility is relatively high, actually all-time high, right? There it is. These are the kind of candles we're expecting now, big ones. If it continues to go a little bit lower, parabolic is going to switch to the top, and it might push other traders to take this as an opportunity to open sell positions. 654. You know what? Let's go for a sell right now. It's a little bit premature. I mean, absolutely, there be a reason why it should be bouncing back up? Hell yeah, right? The size of the negative movement right now to the next level of interest would be pitifully small, right? But I still believe that right now we got kind of like there we go, parabolic switch to the top. Shaft is, well, it seems like it's thinking of rounding out. And the MACD, I'm going to open the next one as well. Oh, wait, why did I open? Hold on a second. I had to open for 60 seconds here, or 30 seconds rather. Right? How long was the previous position? 30 seconds, yeah, for 30 seconds. Yeah, I usually like to do it towards the end of the minute, but once again, if you find a good statistic that, or a good way of doing things where um, it, gives you in the money with the regular, with 30 seconds, go for it, right? So we got a cross, we got a rounding out. I would say that I'm going to continue to be selling for a few more positions. Am I expecting a pullback? Yes. But I'm also expecting maybe for the next candle to still be red. See, that's exactly what I said, that it's going to touch this level, and it could be that point where it's going to pull back a little bit. But even if it breaches, where is it going to go? It's going to breach, and it's going to go to here. And if we take a look, right, I'm not really sure quar, what the hell quar is. If the pip value is still the fourth digit, we got 06. And somewhere below here we got 05. So this is like a 1 pip movement right here. So even if it's going to go and we're going to kind of like make money on the like skin of the teeth, yeah, I'm not gonna open another position for another minute or so, because I'm not seeing a trend. I'm not seeing, so this is not, kind of merged into one line. So we do need to get a better signal, but we had a sell signal here, as you can see, parabolic as well. Should give it like another minute to see if the pocket option clients who are trading QAR, CNY, if they're going to be pushing the sucker downward, or if this is kind of like a semi point of bounce back for a upward movement. There's a lot more travel here than it is here, so it is more interesting really to be opening position at this point, thinking that is going to be going upwards up to this level here, and if it breaks, it's going to go up to actually this level here. So we're seeing things. We're going to kind of take an eye, keep an eye out on this. Actually, what I want to just very quickly check tomorrow, my dear friends, we're going to take advantage of the retail sales. Exact same time as today. Exact same time as today, the dollar should be moving. So today the dollar moved with the PPI. Tomorrow it should be moving. Now here's the key word, should be. This is third most popular kind of macro from United States. Also manages to kind of show us a bit of possible inflation statistic from the retail side, right? So we got from producer that produces the shirts that goes to the retail, The retail goes to the consumer. So any kind of money that's being spent between these kind of like on this road kind of gauges how important the or I'm sorry, not important, how healthy the economy is. All right, so we gotta keep an eye out. Tomorrow, same time, you and I are gonna be taking advantage of that. And exactly what I said, right? Remember, I said that, man, this particular level is something that that's that is noticeable, right? That's something that we need to keep an eye out. And it seems like it's bouncing back and forth here. We got shaft at the bottom. We got the positive DI going upwards. The volatility is relatively decent. We got a green bar. We got MACD line, circling around, rounding out. So am I did we win the previous? Yes, we did. Am I expecting an upward trend? Something tells me that, yeah, we could be. But also we need to be aware that there could be a 2-point contact that we need to hunt for it. Right now, with regards to it, there's no point, there's no anchor to this particular resistance level. Alright, so we got a buy signal from we got a buy signal from Fractal. And as I usually say, that it's my look right here, it came out, and then on the next one, parabolic switch, we got the MACD, we got shaft, everything said buy, 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 and it did buy, it went upwards. So, at the end of this candle, I think that I would want to be vigilant enough to see if there's additional signals. So in 30 seconds, we're going to have that. Now, you don't have to wait for long. 30 seconds, you're going to have that. We're going to be a little bit more in the know. We got the second green bar, which is also a good thing. Right? And as long as there is a bit of bullish pressure, we could see a shift in the signals, and we could see um, an upward movement. How much further can it go? Yeah, it would probably go up to this level right here. Alright, so let's see. We got, let's take a position. Wait, wrong time, right? Let's take a buy position. Alright, we got the positive DI going up while the ADX is still below 20%, which means there's not really a big inertia in this particular movement. So volatility is dropping a little bit, right? So at these points, the candle should be kind of like this or kind of like this, right? Big enough where it's not like maybe a pitiful half a pip. All right, chats are still, kind of quiet. I mean, Kryptonaut, I mean, kind of entered a little bit late. I really wanted you, kind of, we've talked yesterday in Telegram. I wanted you to take advantage of this, PPI. Alright, but I am going to go for another buy position, guys. There we go. I do believe it should be going. We got parabolic switch. We finally got this. We got shaft rounding out. So I do believe this or the next candle should be green. Alright, based on the signals that we get. So next minute. 1 second. And so even though we had a little bit of technical issues today, seems like we're making money pretty decent. Alright, and well, yeah, we should be in the money on this one, or perhaps the next, but it's not guaranteed, right? That's why we always keep the technical analysis on the small side. As I mentioned, where's it going to go? This is the next level up, where it seems like it could be bouncing back from, all right? So there it is, right? So yeah, let's wait. You know what? No, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to open another position at this point for an upward movement. I do believe that it should be going up, but notice volatility is dropping. The bars are, I mean, what the hell is it? Green? Is it red? It's kind of like nowhere here. So at this point, we could be seeing this as a second, as a resistance level. All right, and my next position for 750 is something that I'm going to wait if it needs to be opened. Right, everything is about the probability of success, whether it's going to be on the first, step of martingale, on the second, or so on. So higher, lower probabilities, keep that in mind. This is what everything revolves around. So there's never a guarantee in technical analysis. That's why you should be always cautious. Alright, so we do seem like, shaft. There we go. We got a buy signal from shaft, and I'm thinking that I'm going to still open another position for a buy. To maybe I think that it should be reaching upwards here, but I'm going to not rush. Because right now we're looking at a second point contact. Remember I said that, if it reaches here, we got kind of signals from everywhere else that it should be going up. Look, we got above 20. We got shaft touching. We got volatility that's on the, candles should be decent enough. So in 20 seconds, we should get, a little bit more of information as to what we can expect. All right, so 10, there we go. I kind of want to open another position right now, thinking that it should go up. But something's holding me back a little bit, right? So I should stick to the rules that I'm teaching, or rules that I'm sharing and explaining, right? Because remember that everything that I do here, guys, it's not really from perspective of trading God. I do this for a living. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been explaining this kind of things to thousands of people, over 4,000 people. So this is something that I do have great passion for. But, ultimately you guys are the ones that need to kind of immerse yourselves a little bit into this and find the groove that you would, that you would appreciate, right? Something that gets you ahead. Everybody that does this to make money, not, I don't know, to play into an ATM machine, moving money back and forth. So if I see it's going to close out on me like 1 pip below, right? No. All right, we got a sell signal from Fractal. So we got DMI still kind of pointing upwards, but the momentum that it has, it seems like volatility keeps dropping, and I'm expecting the candles to be smaller and smaller. So something tells me that I'm done with this. All right, wait a second. TND USD. We had a good sell signal right here, right? Actually across the board. Look, parabolic. Crossing of the MACD signal line, crossing of the zero line, and shaft telling us that it's a good idea. Alright, so maybe you should be waiting for moments like this when there's like everything aligns. But we also understand that the volatility started to drop. Not the volatility, I'm sorry. The momentum, the inertia of this movement started to drop, and that's why we didn't really expect this thing to continue to go downwards aggressively. The volatility, which is ATR, shows volatility, is kind of like on the medium size. We can see that, kind of medium candles, 3369, 3375, around 6 pips over here in this movement, if I'm calculating. I'm not really sure what TND, what currency that is. But at this moment, I would say that there is a buy signal, right, coming up right now. And I think that we were in the money on the previous one, so we start with 2, and we could take advantage of this, right? Yeah, let's go for a buy. We got, it's an early signal, really, because, parabolic switch to the bottom, and it usually means that there should be a couple of green candles after, but these guys are kind of hanging back, right? With the MACD almost showing the cross. Almost crossing the zero line, and Schaff is, maybe still thinking about rounding out. We could do a little bit of technical analysis from perspective of support and resistance levels from this side right here, right? So up, sideways, up, and I would say that there was a bit of a retracement, but this is the level that it didn't breach previous times, so that's why keeping it on the small side is a good idea. Now, it seems like it is breaching. It seems like it is going above this point. I entered a little bit late. Should have been a little bit sooner. Volatility is dropping. We got shaft rounding out. We got ADX kind of going back up. So something tells me that I will open the next position for $3, and something where, I kind of want to do it almost now, but again, I'm gonna wait until the end of the candle. Because I don't ever want to go to the third or fourth, especially fourth, and never really to the fifth step martingale. But there we go. See, well, there we go. We had everything kind of going towards the signal that is going to go upwards. But it's, that's where maybe some emotionally charged group of pocket option clients are going against technical analysis, and they're buying downward instead of upward. So it could go down. It could actually go down, touch again, and then maybe I'll actually buy once more. Shaft is still rounding out, and I'm kind of hoping that I'm kind of hoping that it's still going to go through. But you know what? Maybe not on this one. Maybe I'm gonna go 750, but not really on TND USD, because it doesn't seem like it's doesn't see, doesn't, the candles aren't really that big, I'm not really feeling this, right? So there we go. It was like less than a pipette, and we lost the position, so I'm not really feeling this. All right, USD BDT. All right, what do we got? We got a positive trend over here, right? It's not really difficult to see. We put this, there we go. There we go. We got a relatively decent movement, and I would say that we have even a decent resistance level here like this. Alright, so it seems like it broken through. I would probably want to also set something like this upwards as well. So we got, it went up, down, higher, but it kind of tightened up its move, right? Plus also we got this kind of like a support resistance, also squeeze. Seems like it popped. Volatility is on the low side, though, very low side, which means that this upward movement seems like it might be petering out. All right, we got ADX with a positive direction index above. We have shaft above for a very long time. Yeah, we got a message in Telegram. Okay, there we go. I answered. All right, so don't know. I do believe that this upward trend, no matter how you look at it, right, we got this support level, we got this support level. Everything seems to be, seems like it's saying it's going to be going up. This is the resistance level in the past 3 hours, in the past 5 hours that it didn't breach. Oh, wow, we could actually even go something like this, but that doesn't make any sense because from here it went upwards. Right, before retracing. And this is the kind of thing that I want to catch with you guys one of these days. Right, so sell signal came right here from MACD, right, on this candle from parabolic. I think I would have started selling right here already. We got an early signal on this candle. We have fractals that sell. On this candle, we have, kind of already a potential for what I would consider a good idea to open a small position. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for a downward movement, right? Once again, where it was meeting these points of interest. All right, so let's stick with this for now. I do believe that it could go up a little bit higher to like this point right here, but it could start this retracement now. Right, so previous losing trade was 3, so we're in the 750 now. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see, do we have a... You know what? Oh, I'll sell. I'll sell right now. I'm going to sell right now. We got a sell signal from shaft. We got a fractal that came in as a bit of an early signal. And it's still not quite clear here. We got super low volatility. Wow, I mean, this candle is going to be freaking tiny. You know what? Actually, if we, when we lose, I do believe that we're going to lose on this one at the moment, just based on how it's behaving. But, tomorrow, we're way ahead in profit. So it's very important to maybe stick to what we've, stick to being in profit, if we go from a particular balance upwards significantly and then come back down a bit, doesn't make sense to continue to, kind of risk, right? So we're going to lose this position, but I'm still in the profit with you guys today for the technical analysis and as well as the fundamental analysis as well, that we've done in the beginning. So, my dear friends, tomorrow, same time, you and I are going to take advantage of the core retail sales and retail sales from United States. We're going to do some technical analysis. So like, subscribe, please. Leave a comment. It's something that is going to help us out immensely to understand what kind of material to bring to you guys so that it's helpful. Telegram channel is posted below as well. Reach out, talk to me one-on-one. Let's go into the intricacies, right, of trading instead of what we do right now in the general form. But as you saw, no indicators, no technical analysis of any sort. You take advantage of the macros that are presented. Go to Forex Calendar if you need kind of like guidance one by one, step by step, or I'm sorry, one-on-one, step by step, something that's available in Telegram channel. Thanks so much, my